It is Friday, September 1st. It is the finals of the World Bridge Championships, the Bermuda Bowl. I'm catching up to Kibitz, the third set out of six. It's a 96 board match. They've already played 32 boards. A third of the match is through, and you can see right here on the scoreboard what the story is. In the first set, it was a pretty insane set, 100 over 100 imps. Between the two teams, Switzerland took a 30 imp lead, and then you can see that in the second segment, Norway got a good chunk of it back. So we're back to a single digit match with Switzerland leading by 8 going into the third set. There's one more set today, then they go to sleep and they reset and they play 3 more sets tomorrow, and then the world champion will be crowned. And so, yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome for sure. Ready to go. Let me get this out of the way because it looks like the tables are popping up, and let's do it. So they delay the broadcast just a tiny bit, about 10 minutes. So they actually sat down to play about 5 minutes ago, and so we're probably going to be waiting another 5 minutes to before it starts. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump around and show you guys all of the different scores in the various events. So let's just do that right now. Where am I doing? Show. Okay, so first we're looking at the Open. These are the two matches going on. The finals of, you can see it's 85 to 77. On the bottom part of the screen is the bronze medal playoff, where they actually only play 4 sets, 3 today and 1 more tomorrow morning. And you can see that Italy has a 31 imp lead over the USA 2 team. Yeah, that first set was insane, Dave. I was up watching it. It was crazy. The back and forth wasn't all great bridge. There were definitely some mistakes in there. It's hard. It's hard to play well at this stage of the event. You've been playing for it's so long. I can speak to it. It is such a ridiculously long event. It used to be even like a little bit longer. In that we used to play 20 boards a set in the Bermuda Bowl, and then I think around 2003 when there was a pretty crazy final. There was a pretty crazy final between the Americans and the Italians, where the quality of play in the finals was just horrendous. And I think at that point they realized, hey, you know what? Maybe we're playing too many boards, and that this is more a test of stamina than it is a test of skill. And so they reduced a little bit. Although I actually personally like that 20 board matches. 16 though I will say is a nice number as far as bridge goes, because 16 everybody gets to be the dealer, and at every vulnerability there are 16 different combinations of dealer and vulnerability, so it is kind of the right number. So this is just the first day, Voxy. It's there's no there it looks like the Italians started with a 5 imp lead in the first segment, and then they lost. The Italians had a big second segment to go up by 31. So yesterday's match is over. This is a completely fresh new match. The Americans lost yesterday to Switzerland by quite a bit. So that's over. And now they're just playing the bronze medal final today. So just going through the other events, the Venice Cup. Let's check it out. This is the women's event. Israel is up by 37 after 2 segments there in over Turkey. Shout out to Turkey for making the finals. Very cool. And also for Israel, obviously. And then in the semifinals, you see that there. Sorry, not in the semifinals. The bronze medal playoff of the women's, the Venice Cup. There was also another Norwegian team, but they are actually in trouble. They're down by 37 at the halfway point of their match. And let's jump over to check out the seniors, which is here. In the seniors, the Americans are leading the Danish team. The USA 1 team is up by, 32? Testing my math, quick math. And the American team in the bronze medal playoff is up by 16 with 2 segments to go. Good morning, Babs. Nice to see you. And the last event of the World Championships is the mixed teams. And this looks pretty tight. The Americans are down by 7 to the French, and Romania is up by 16 in the bronze medal playoff over Belgium. So the last but not least, there is a transnational team going on. Also, basically, what they do at the World Championships is there's 4 main events that start the first week. You play 8 days of round robin, and after those 8 days, they cut most of the field. 8 out of 24 qualify for the quarterfinals. Those that don't qualify have the opportunity to drop into an event called the Transnational Teams. And the Transnational Teams is actually also open to anybody else that wants to play in it. So some teams actually just arrive to Morocco as the round robin was finishing, just because they plan to play the transnational teams. And the way the transnational teams works is that they play a long Swiss where 32 teams qualify for a knockout phase, and then they just kind of play half-day matches, and so they're all the way up to the semifinals. And you can see here there's 2 matches going on. The Knottenbelt team, which you can see the names as I mouse over them, are down by 7 at the they're into the 3rd segment here, and over Slow Horses, which looks like a Polish team. And then the other semifinal is our 2 international teams. You can see there the names. Okay. Some more Israelis. All right, but this is what we're focusing on today is the Norway against Switzerland. This is the finals of the main event. This is the Open World Championships, and what every pro bridge player like me dreams of winning one day, or whatever you want to call it. You don't need to be a pro to dream of winning it, but that's like the holy grail of bridge tournaments is the Bermuda Bowl, and so that's gonna get settled by tomorrow. So I'm gonna commentate today for this segment, and then tomorrow I'm going to resume at about 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. I'm going to watch the final 2 segments, which I think are start at 8 and go through to about 2 o'clock. So I'm going to be sitting in this chair and commentating a lot about the bridge, and let's see if it's getting started soon. It should start any moment. What we'll do is we'll focus on the table that's a little bit. Well, we'll jump around. If one of the tables is seemingly uninteresting, we'll move over to the other table. But we're gonna stay on this Norway-Switzerland match. We're not gonna jump away from the match. Okay, let's hide this. So how is everybody doing? So if you're watching this on BBO, or you can click through the Twitch station, the twitch.tv/WalperBridge if you want to get involved in the conversation. Otherwise, you can just watch right where you are. But I will interact with the people in the comments, ideally on Twitch. Yes. Yeah. Hopefully it's true. Hopefully the Vugraph will hold for this today. Yesterday was. So the Swiss have not been in I don't believe. Oh, maybe they were last time. The Swiss are the defending champions, sort of. Half of them are. 4 of them are defending champions from Italy last year. Norway has definitely won the Bermuda Bowl. I don't remember when though, but they've definitely won one. Maybe it was a Bermuda Bowl, but definitely World Championships. Yes, slow players do drive me crazy. All right, so I'm gonna have to get the names in. Let me see if I just leave for a second. Let's see. So at this table, we have Helgamo and Grude playing against Klukowski and Kalita, and a basic, let's see, 16.10 from North, past 3-0. And now you see how quickly everything's gone so far. South had an automatic 3-0 trump bid with 10 points and a balanced hand, and East had an automatic 4th best heart lead from his longest and strongest suit. I actually think that it's not a good idea to lead so quickly. Because when you lead really, really quickly against 1-0, 3-0, it's kind of obvious that it's from a 5-card suit. Because usually if you have 2 4-card suits, you're going to think for a second about which one to lead from, right? And so it's not a good idea to lead so absolutely quickly. So it's not a good idea to give anything away with your tempo. So if I was in that spot with Kalita, I would be taking a standard 8 or 10 seconds before I make an opening lead. Not because I'm trying to deceive my opponents, but because I'm trying to just stay consistent with all of my hands and not give away anything with my tempo. Yeah, exactly. Just opening lead should never be automatic. Never. Because you always there's lots of very, very difficult opening leads. All right, so what's his trick situation? He'll be able to get a couple heart tricks. It looks like the spades are breaking pretty friendly for him, so he could take 4 spades and 2 hearts is 6, and 2 diamonds is 8. But where is the ninth trick coming from? The club finesse is offside, and the diamonds are not breaking. So both of his opportunities to make this contract are not going to work. So it looks like it is makeable. Maybe no, it's not makeable. It's just not makeable. There's no way to make this 1-0 3-0, but it's a very normal result being in 3-0 trump down one on this board. There's just not time, unfortunately, to set up the club because they're gonna, as soon as they get in with one entry, they're gonna immediately just play another heart and set up the heart suit. And then the defense will just have 5 hearts set up. He's looking like, how do I do this? He's thinking about how he might make this contract, but he's gonna, I think, just eventually go to dummy and oh, I see. The diamonds actually is a pretty good chance at taking an extra trick. It's not going to work on this hand, but I think the diamonds is a pretty decent, because of the 10 of diamonds. You could set up diamonds could be 3-3, or an honor doubleton of diamonds could drop in the west hand. That might be a better way of going about this. The thing is, he doesn't even know he's got a good spade. His fourth spade is kind of a very, very. It works out well for him that he has 4 spade tricks. What's up, Greg? Good to see you. Um, all right, let's see how he goes, how he attacks this. Whether he's gonna, I think he's gonna go after clubs because he really doesn't know what's going on in the spade suit. So he won the jack of hearts. So the way it works in the Bermuda Bowl now is that there's a requirement if you want to get the master points and the medal and the titles of world champion, you need to play at least half of the boards. And so, what we're going to see in this match is the pair of Zimmerman and Novosatsky. They're going to play exactly 3 segments. So they played the first one and sat out the second one, and now they're playing in the third one now. So this is their second segment. So Norway would really like to capitalize on having their weaker pair, the other team's weakest pair in the game. They weren't able to in set one, so, but now is the time for Norway to make a move. They would really like a lot of decisions to be in the north-south hands to put as much pressure on the weakest pair in the match. I saw a couple commentators earlier at 5 o'clock talking about the Butler scores and how the Butler scores showed that Zimmerman and Novosovsky are were actually the second best pair in the event. But you got to be really careful looking at the Butler scores because Butler scores are actually much more an indicator on how your opponents played against you than they are of how you played against your opponents. And when you are playing against the weaker part of the field, having a good Butler doesn't really say that much about how you've been playing. So you can't look at the Butler scores and just say, oh, they must be playing great. They're doing great because Butlers are really a bad indication of who's playing well. Um, yeah. There's no question that Kalita they're riding Klukowski and Kalita pretty hard. They've been playing every board. I think I don't know if they might have been playing every board since the beginning of the event. I don't think I've seen them sit out. So they're definitely playing a lot. That's hard. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so he's finally made a decision. He's played a spade to dummy, and assuming he's gonna play a club up to his hand now. And you can see the result is in from the other side. Uh, oh, I think they can adjust for it. In fact, if I remember right, in years past, somebody did publish some kind of adjusted Butler score. Yeah, it's still not valid because it's such an indicator on which direction you sat. Like if your opponent's bid and make a slam against you and you lose 13 imps, like that's not just that's has nothing to do with how well you play. So the butlers are definitely a good indicator of how well your opponents have done against you. That's to me what they are. Obviously, over time, over a really long time, they're a decent indicator, but they're really not. They're not what you think they are. That's all I'm saying. People who give them credit, it's not. Like you have a hand, you stay out of a slam. Slam makes. Okay, and it was a bad slam, and slam makes. Some percentage of the field are bidding that bad slam, so you're gonna lose imps for staying out of that bad slam. Now, yes, in your entire life, that's gonna even out, but in a 1 week, it's just nowhere near enough sample size for butlers to have any credibility at all. So see that he won the club, fired back hard. He now knows East just knows what's going on. He knows this hand is over. He led a low heart so as to not really let anybody know that he needs an entry in the trials. Yeah, exactly. I honestly, slams are such a huge part of butlers. It's crazy. And especially like this tournament, there just seem to be a million slams, and the opponents bid the right ones and stay out of the right ones, and you're done. Yeah, what's up, Jim? Yeah, no, this is all bridge lingo. I'm good. I'm home. I'll be back on the ice very very soon. Just a little jet lagged is all. I was up this morning at 4 o'clock. All right, quick down one. All right, I'll see what I can do. I would very much love to. I'm afraid I'm gonna be asleep like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, all right. Let's see board number two. That was a pretty dull first hand of the set. That's exactly what kibitzers do not want to see. So, all right, East is gonna open, and South doesn't have enough to overcall, but North will. And interesting, it's gonna be an interesting competitive hand. Uh, Good morning. It's 3:20 in the morning. You're getting up to watch. That's cool. Okay. So these guys are opening. What do they play? I better get there. I was just thinking. I need to see their system. I might as well have their convention card up. Where am I looking here? I'm looking at Switzerland. Kalita Klukowski. Thank you. All right, so they're playing a Polish club, which means that a club could be a few hand types, but most commonly it is this hand type, which is a weak no trump. So they opened a club, pass a heart. A heart was a positive response, probably showed at least 7 or 8 points. And North overcalled a spade, and East rebid one no trump, kind of probably expressing their spade stoppers and their weak no trump. South has a pretty good hand here in support of spades. He has a really good club suit sitting over what were likely club points with the balanced no trump. But the one no trump is a little scary by East that the spade stoppers are sitting over the one spade bidder. So we can see that they're gonna if North South end up playing in spades, they have two diamond losers, one heart, and two spades. So they don't quite make three spades on the hand, But wow, look at what just popped up there. That the final contract at the other table was 5 hearts by West, undoubled, down 2. That is very, very high. Let's check out what the auction was here. Their auction was a club, pass, a diamond showing hearts, one spade overcall, double, and Zimmerman just blasted 4 spades. Understandable, definitely understandable. And Broglin competed to 5 hearts after his partner's support double. Interesting. Um, yeah, that got very, very high very quickly. We're just disappointed, Cody. I mean, you don't get so many chances to win the Bermuda Bowl, and we had an opportunity and did not succeed. So yeah, no, I don't know. There's no positive looking back on it or anything. Like when you don't win, that's it. You're gonna be pretty disappointed. All right, so the contracts ended in 4 hearts, which is a pretty good game. They're off 2 clubs and a spade, and they just need to settle the heart suit for no losers to make the contract. Unfortunately, on this hand, North has queen third of hearts, and so 4 hearts is going to go down 1 for only a very small swing to Switzerland. They're all good declarers and defenders, Krisha. But as far as I mean, it's kind of they're just all aggressive. Everybody's aggressive that are at these final stages of the event. There's nobody passive at all. The passive pairs are like nickel and cats, and they're not around. They're not in this event. But yeah, there's not a lot of sound bidders out there anymore. Everybody's pretty aggressive. So this is another hand that there isn't really much to the play. He's going to see dummy and he's going to realize like, hey, I've got to draw trumps and hopefully sneak a spade through. But obviously he's not going to be able to sneak a spade through. Uh, yeah, Kukovsky's a really good player. He made a pretty big mistake earlier today. I was kind of surprised to see. I'm glad I didn't make some comment like I've never. I think I said something close to like I haven't really ever seen him do anything bad. But he went down in a 3-0 earlier where he didn't duck a diamond at trick one, and I'm not really sure what he was thinking about. And so everybody makes mistakes. That's the reality of it. But yes, he is a really 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 good card player. I'm totally in agreement with Helgamo about playing simple system. I find that when I try to memorize like complicated structures, it just weighs on me completely to the point where I don't play my best. And so whatever system wins you get from playing the fancy system, I think it comes right out on the other side for me on my ability to play well. So I'm definitely in agreement with Helgamo. I can't believe how long this hand is taking to play. So he's thinking about maybe leading the 10 of hearts and spinning it. I don't understand what could possibly be going through his mind here. He has 2 obvious club losers and an obvious spade loser, and this is just a matter of drawing trumps. I almost feel like the internet might be out with how slow he's playing this hand. I don't know what's going on because okay. Here now, Helgamo, he did actually playing that king of spades was a pretty good play here by Klukowski because he's now put them in a position where Helgamo's thinking maybe he needs to give his partner a diamond rough instead of playing a uh, club. Yeah, that's why it just Danny's your comment that he risked the diamond rough. Yeah, to me that's why it just seems so weird to me that he didn't just draw trumps and so because what if the guys let a stiff diamond and you let them in with the ace of spades and now they just take 4 tricks with the diamond rough when trumps were 2-2. I don't really get it. So But he obviously had some reason. That's pretty funny. It probably passed through on the screen a little bit too quickly, but play for fun. Just shared a story about Helgamo that the history goes that he saw his friends and family play bridge in the shed. One day when they were about to pack up a hand, he said, "You could get another trick on that hand." They asked him to show them, and he did, and the rest is history. Is what he said. And he is an unbelievable card player, Helgamo. Helgamo. When I was about 14 years old, I went to the Dallas Nationals and saw Helgamo. Um, at the time, Helgamo made a play. He made a contract on an intra finesse that was a hand that will everybody remembers. It's very hard to describe without a visual, so I'm not going to try to get into it. But all right, so the next hand goes pass, a spade. East has an interesting hand. They have a strong no trump of values, but they have no spade stopper. So they've just made a takeout double, and you can see that it's okay to make takeout doubles without four hearts. You've got to just get in there. He has at least three cards in every suit. It's gone two spades, and now you can see that Klukowski's bid three hearts on a four-card suit. So now they are actually too high for the law. They are now in a seven-card fit at the three level, which is not good. They might be able to survive. They have because they're not going to lose any diamonds. They're going to lose two spades and a club for sure and a heart. Um, well, now they're too high. That because obviously East has a pretty good hand. If his partner has five hearts, he's got a great hand. It's hard to blame him for bidding four hearts. It's just a little unlucky that West only had four. It was bad timing. So they got a little high here. North still has to make an opening lead. Not a comfortable hand to lead from, but there he goes, a trump. There. Check out that link if you're on Twitch. That's the link about the hand that Helgamo made. Thank you for sharing that, Danny. Appreciate that. So, right, right. We just had one of those come up actually at this World Championships where I led low towards 9-7 third, and Craddock was like, it was like the Helgamo hand, but it wasn't. I didn't need the intra finesse. I mean, I could have intra finessed it. It was a little different. I had an eight card fit, but I didn't need it. I just it just was very cool that it was very close to the same. It was actually singleton eight, and we had an eight card fit, but. Um, all right. So he knows that he probably hasn't led from the Queen of Hearts, so it's unlikely he's going to play low with this trick unless he feels like just the tempo of losing the Queen of Hearts now will help him. Um, although Hearts could easily be four with North and two with South, so he won't want to lose an unnecessary trick to the Queen of Hearts. Not that it'll cost him a trick really. If it's Queen Doubleton of Hearts with South, he has one uh, loser no matter what. So at the other table, they've stopped in three clubs with the East West cards, and they did that because South bid after a spade double, bid two hearts, which I suppose said that he had a weak two spade bid just by looking at his hand. I don't know their system. And now West got to double two hearts to show four hearts. And then when it went two spades, pass, pass, back to him, now he got to balance with three clubs. And now his partner knew that he probably had four hearts and five clubs. And so game in clubs was not really ever, would ever really be a thought for East. So they stopped in three clubs. So the Norwegians are in a very favorable position because it seems like three clubs might be able to make, while four hearts looks hopeless. With two spades, a club, and a heart for sure to lose, and it's the same losers in three clubs as long as they don't lose a trick to the jack of clubs. But the jack of clubs is in the right place, so I think that they will end up making three clubs. So Norway will creep a little bit closer with a 5-imp win on this board. Well, he was hoping to see the queen drop, I think. But he is happy that the hearts are 3-3. He's seen the 9 and the 10 of hearts come, so now he's pretty confident that they're 3-3. So I think he's probably going to play a club to the 10 soon. Oh, I guess he's playing a heart. He's hoping right now that South has the queen of spades, because if South has the queen of spades, the spade suit will be frozen, meaning that North-South can't lead spades without giving up a trick. But I guess it doesn't matter. He's going to end up losing. He's going to end up losing two spades anyway. I mean, well, it's what's up, Barry? West hand, I don't think it's aggressive to bid. You have to bid with the West hand after a spade double two spades. The whether it was aggressive to bid three hearts versus double is another story. I definitely you definitely have to bid with the West hand because your partner's already done the dirty work of making a takeout double. And so partner's not going to know to compete, and you have what looks like potentially a double fit with West with five clubs and four hearts, and so I think Danny's onto it um, that that he wanted to protect the king of spades. He didn't want his partner to be the declarer when partner has four hearts. So I think that was his probably his thought when he bid three hearts. But he definitely has to act. It's West's responsibility to act because partner will almost never be able to compete over two spades, and you're the one who knows you have what seems like a double fit in hearts and clubs. So it's not aggressive to bid by any means. But yes, what to bid, whether to bid three hearts or even three clubs, to be honest with you, wouldn't be crazy. But you might have a game. The opponents are white and we're red, so you can't really forget the heart suit because all they've done is open a spade in third chair and raise. So they're in today's day and age, white red opponents that are opening and raising, that's completely meaningless. It's very frequently your hand for game, as they tried to bid here, obviously. Um, all right, so now he's just down to the club suit. I don't see what he's actually in a pretty uncomfortable position. He's already lost three tricks. He knows he has to lead the ace of clubs. If he if the jack of clubs is offside, then he's not going to take a ton of tricks on this hand. He's gonna survive on this hand for sure because the jack of clubs is onside, assuming that he finds the winning play, which is a small club to the 10 right now, as opposed to club to the king, which is not a hugely likely to succeed. Uh, in fact, I don't see how that could ever be right to play club to the king. I think maybe he's thinking about playing the queen of clubs first. I think a responsive double would be pretty reasonable. But also, yeah, yeah, 2-11 saw, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I think we're kind of looking at it like it worked out pretty badly for them, but I don't think 3 yards. I wouldn't be second guessing a 3 yard bid so badly here, but yeah, the only time leading the club queen first would be work well is if North had ace jack doubleton of clubs. No, that wouldn't even help. Because you're still going to end up hooking the next time. There's no benefit to leading the queen of clubs first. It's if Yeah, I don't think so. All right, he made his critical play club to the 10. They picked up 5. It's a 5 imp match. All right, so West is going to open up one spade unless they have some kind of system bid to show a good hand with spades a different way. Pretty normal one spade opener. East has an interesting hand opposite partner's one spade opener. You only have like 10 high card points, but you just have such playing strength. Although it's not as much playing strength as you feel like if when partner has a stiff club like this. Um, uh, it's not going to be so easy to draw trumps and to enjoy your clubs with only 3 spades because all the opponents really need to do to stop you from enjoying your clubs is duck some number of clubs and make you rough in the dummy and you won't get as many tricks as this hand looks like. But I still think we'll see East forced to game with this hand. I don't think that he's going to be willing to play a part a part score. I wouldn't be. Helgamo's got an interesting position here about whether to overcall 3 hearts here over 2-0. Uh, he did not do it because of his ace queen of spades. Yeah, if there's time, I can pull up that hand with the interfinesse, but I don't know if we're gonna get that time. Only if we have a little crash of the tables, maybe, but we'll see. So yeah, so when a spade 2-0, I don't know their system. I can pull it up and see whether they. This stuff isn't normally on their convention card. It just says one of a major. 2-0 is 4 plus mixed raise, invitational, mini splinter, or weak game force. So I guess that would be qualified as. Um, yeah, I could keep the BBO chat open a little bit, but it'll mean that this gets a little smaller. Like I could do that. Um, I don't know if that's still visible. Um, I'll make it a tiny bit smaller here, and then. All right, so I don't think there's much to this hand as long as the defense shift to a heart, which is kind of an obvious heart shift right now from Helgamo. He's got the queen of hearts, so the diamond. He's not worried about the diamond getting discarded on hearts. The only question is whether to give his partner a club rough right now. But he's got the ace of spades, so he's got time to give his partner a club rough. I think that he's just going to put a heart on the table right now. A diamond lead wouldn't quite let the contract through because to you can't get back to the dummy or to the west hand quick enough to discard the hearts. There's no entry over there, so a diamond lead wasn't quite enough. Oh, well, not on a diamond lead. He couldn't rough a club, but yes, now a diamond shift would let the contract through. Absolutely, but a diamond lead is what they were saying, and that would not have mattered. But yes, at this point there was now urgency. Um, or just whatever. He wouldn't need to ruff a club. The king of hearts could just be thrown on the king of clubs. There was no. He'd be fine. All right, another one that's pretty quick from here. Four spades is just gonna go down. I don't know much about Brink and Driver's system. I mean, they play. What do they play? I can bring it up for a second on the Switzerland. So yeah, no, Brink and Driver just play. They open a club with all their balanced hands. That's a pretty common trend now at the high level. A lot of people play transfers after a club. Okay, so interesting north hand about how many to open. I would probably open that hand two spades, even Vol against not. Nice 6-5 shape. I feel like you got the playing strength roughly of a of a two spade opener. And then if partner does raise you to three spades, then I feel like I might have a little more playing strength than my partner's expecting, and I might kick it into four. On this hand, if North opens two spades, East is going to be in there, so it's gonna be a little different. There it is with a 2-0 overcall. Now South has to decide whether he should raise to three spades, but I think with 4-3-3-3 like this, I don't think there's such a huge edge in bidding three spades. Could it push them to a four hearts instead of 3-0 or vice versa? Maybe, but I think it's also pretty dangerous because if it does go negative double, South does not have a great hand. He's not taking care of any of partner's losers, so no problem. Thank you. I'm happy to do it. I'm not happy. I'd be happier if somebody else was doing it and my name was on the screen right there. But given that that's not the case, I'm very happy to be here watching. I really enjoy watching and enjoy talking. So, hey, good combo. So transfer to hearts. He's probably just going to bid 3-0, but he's got to decide now. Do we have a slam? He might transfer and bid four diamonds with this West hand. They do, in fact, they are very close to making six diamonds. I guess they do make it with the king of clubs on side. So if he does transfer and bid four diamonds, I think that they will find their way to slam if he does show hearts and diamonds because East has a huge hand facing hearts and diamonds and some mild slam interest. He has all the key cards. He has the king of hearts, uh, the three aces. He's got a great hand. So All right, so he just transferred in bid 3-0. So a miss slam. We'll see what happens at the other table. Let's see if they're in the same spot. They also opened two spades at the other table, and it's gone transfer to hearts, and he's deciding what to bid. 3-0 trump is he's gonna make 6-0 trump probably, or close to it. I guess maybe not with the heart stopper. He's gonna go king of hearts, 10 of hearts. He's gonna make 6 because he's gonna have to lose a heart. He's not gonna make 7. You would make 7 in diamonds. Okay, so Boya's transferred to hearts and bid diamonds. So there's a really good chance that East West get to um, slam now. Yeah, so what Boy is complaining about right now is that when is Zimmerman sometimes when he's deciding between two useless spot cards, which is a signal, he's picking one card out and then he's putting it away and he's getting the other one and making it obvious that he's thinking which card am I going to play, the high one or the little one, and then he's giving his partner a signal. So Boya called him out on it, and then it sounds like he's called the director on him, and then he did it again. Um, yeah, I don't. That's a good question, Christian. I'm not really sure why he left him in 3-0 rather than pulling back to hearts. In fact, um, he almost has enough to make an advanced cubid there with the East hand. So at the other table, it has gone 4 diamonds, and now East is making some kind of slam try with 4 spades. Um, let's jump over there and watch it because this table's kind of dull. In the middle. How do I get to the other table? There. You can kind of watch what's going on. We're just in the other room right now. Um, so you can see he did transfer to hearts and he bid 4 diamonds, and now East has bid 4 spades. And now it's really important you have agreements with your partner about what these bids mean. What I play with my partner, with Warren Spector, is that we play that the first going back to 4 hearts would be the weakest thing we could do for hearts, and going back to 5 diamonds would be the weakest thing we could do in diamonds. And 4-no Trump would say, you know what, I'm actually 2-2 in your 2 suits. I just want to play 4-no. And so the only other two bids are 4 spades and 5 clubs. And so we would always play the first one of those bids says I have a really good hand for your major, and the second one of those bids says I have a really good hand for your minor. And these come up in different ways, whether you're transferring to spades and bidding clubs, or transferring to hearts and bidding diamonds, like this case, which is the most annoying one because there's no space below our major. So just having a general rule like that, where the first one's for the major, the second one's for the minor, makes it so that we never have any misunderstandings at all. So it's really comfortable. So for here, 4 spades. Yeah, 4 spades is would be I have a really good hand for hearts, and so then Wes would that I would imagine Wes would have just keycarded it if that was the case. That's the way we do it. The reason we do it that way, Danny, is we use cheaper for cheaper normally, not lower for lower. Like if you transferred to hearts and bid 4 clubs, it's clearly got to be right to play 4 diamonds is a good hand for hearts, not for clubs, because that there's still room to stop in 4 hearts. So we usually that's what we're doing, prioritizing the major. This one in particular, you might have played it the other way around, but we found that bidding 4 spades to show a good hand for hearts allows partner to use 4-no key card, which is too important for us. And we would never use 4-no key card for a minor, but we will for a major. So this is kind of a good way of it just worked, and it just kept our rule consistent. And the reality is, like, memorizing one tiny little detail that's different than the rest of your auctions, to me, is just not worth it at all. Like, I'd rather just have a rule. It might not be perfect, but it's so easy to remember. The first step is good for the major. So we're seeing what's happening here. The other table has moved on to the next board, but it looks like they're pretty solid and going to end up in 6. Although, honestly, 7 diamonds, is it a terrible contract? They might not make 7 diamonds, to be completely honest with you, because they might take a spade finesse rather than a club finesse. Okay, they didn't get to 7, so they're going to win. They're going to go 920 compared to 520, which will be 400, which is 9 imps. So we will have a new leader in the match after this board gets scored up. Okay, now I just jumped back to the other table that we were watching originally. One no pass, and these guys look like they play a different version of Texas transfers. If for the Americans in the room kibitzing, it looks like play four club shows hearts, and that's how they ended up getting to four hearts here. South African Texas, we call it in North America. I don't know if that's what it's called in other parts of the world. All right. So four hearts. With the location of the king of spades, they're not in great shape. They can pick up the heart suit for one loser by starting with the ten of hearts, and probably will pick up the heart suit by leading the ten. He's going to shift to the jack of spades, and that's going to cause some problems because he's going to need or a spade. Sorry, yeah, not necessarily the jack. Now after queen king and a spade back, they can get rid of their spade in the north hand by taking a diamond trick, but it's gonna. I just don't think he has the entries to sort it all out. He's gonna win the ace of spades, and he's gonna play the queen of diamonds. Oh, he wants this not to get covered. Oh, and it didn't get covered. Wow, so that was his chance. Now he's back in business. Klukowski had to cover the jack of diamonds because he didn't have enough entries to handle the whole. Or maybe he did. Maybe he did have the entries anyway. He did have the entries anyway. All right, we are gonna. Helgamo has made this hand. It was not an easy hand to make, but ducking that jack of diamonds certainly made it a little bit easier. All right, Kalita's looking at this and trying to figure out some way of beating it, but really his play is irrelevant there. Okay, there you go. Okay. Here, West has a 14 count with six diamonds. Like they've got a pretty good hand to open one no. Whether they play 14 to 16 or 15 to 17, I think that's a pretty normal one no trump one no trump opener. East East has an interesting hand if depending on the no trump range. Let me get their system out again. This is Klukowski and they play their one no trump opener is a good 14 to 17. Can be a little bit off shape, so they're definitely going to open one no. So get opposite of 14 to 17 no trump. I think we will see East look for game. Um, I think he's going to bid Stamen if North doesn't get in there first. If North comes in, they don't have a fit, so they're going to be in a little bit of trouble if North comes in. But they could survive. He didn't, so I think East is going to bid. Oh, he didn't even bid Stamen. Interesting. So he has bid two spades range ask, which is he's decided to just basically go one no two no invite. Two spades says to partner, do you have a min or a max? And Klukowski has said, I have a max, even though he only has 14 because of his six card suit. He doesn't want to play in 2 no. So now they got to 3 no. And North has a painful opening lead. A painful one. Oh my god, I don't know. I hate leading from hands like this. I have no idea what the right lead is. Clearly, I would diamonds out. Obviously, a club is out. I'm looking at spades and hearts, and the reason I write a club off is because East has not bid Stamen. So East rates to have minor suit length and not major suit length. So I'm be looking at, but both King 10 fourth and Ace 10 fourth are just terrible, terrible suits to lead from. So maybe a club isn't that crazy. God, I would just I hate this hand. Really, genuinely hate this hand and leading it. It's painful just looking at it, not even holding the hand. If I was sitting there in that chair with that lead problem, I would just close your eyes and lead something. I need a computer. Okay, there you go. You were right with your bet that it's a spade lead. Ugh. So he's going to want to be in dummy to take a diamond finesse. He's going to take five diamonds, two spades is seven, and a club is eight. I don't see how he can make a ninth trick unless he wins the ace of spades and plays a spade to the eight. That then he could get three spade tricks that way. But um, okay, that's a good thing to note there, Danny. That when you have two honors, you want to lead the suit where they're closer together. That makes some sense. Okay, so at trick one, Helgamo played the nine of spades. He told his partner that he had an odd number of spades. I think they play upside down carding. So he either told him that he had an odd number or he gave him suit preference because his attitude is already known when he doesn't try to win the trick on the queen, that he doesn't like take the ace. So he switched to um, they switched to count. I think it looks like they switched to count because I don't think he would have told his partner to play hearts here with Queen Jack third of hearts and King Queen third. Um, Yeah, eight in general is not good enough to worth an invite over one no. But when you have a four card major and Queen Jack fourth is a really good suit and Ace 10 fourth, it all comes down with when you have 8 points is do you have a source of tricks? Because 25-point games when nobody has a five card suit and nobody has good four card suits are not going to make 3 no. But Queen Jack 8 7 is worth more than 3 points and Ace 10 8 fourth or Ace 10 fourth is worth like something a little bit more. Wow. So he made 3 0 because he shifted to a heart to the Jack and King, and he just had 9 winners. Wow, that was a big result for Switzerland. Okay, well, we have a crazy hand again. West has a solid 8 card suit. I don't know. I think Grude just knew his partner had about 5 points or whatever, and or 8 points. Really, it's hard to actually. It's like he knew his partner had like 5 7 points, so he figured like if partner doesn't have clubs, he needs to play a heart to the king. Like if partner had King Jack third instead of hearts instead of Queen Jack third, and declare had the king of clubs, he had to play a heart. He was just completely in the dark guessing. That was a good hand for Joe Grew and Moss's methods that they play suit preference at trick two against 3 0. In which case, on the second diamond, East could have played the two to tell partner to play clubs and not hearts, and that would have saved them from breaking the heart suit from North. All right, so he's just open. Oh, I didn't even see the second 8 card suit up there in North. So he's just open 5 clubs. I think that's the practical thing to do. Just take up the room and I don't see what North South can do. North can't just outright bid 5 spades himself, even though we can see that it makes. Barely makes because the King Jack of Hearts are on side. These guys might play gambling 3-0. Yeah, they play gambling. He just felt like this hand is not worth it with eighth the void as well. So in the this room, this board is just going to be two down or one, no, maybe one down if he doesn't lead a heart. Now because he's let a heart, it can be two down. Because now they can get across to that ace of spades and play another heart through. Helgamo's. It's funny from Helgamo's perspective. He has 7 diamonds, and he can see 5 of them in dummy. So he knows either his partner or Declarer is roughing. But of course, the chances are that it's Declarer because he knows Declarer's got 8 clubs. So that he doesn't know his partner has 8 spades. His partner might only have 7 spades. So he's not. I don't think he's going to be like thinking, should I play a diamond? I mean, he's thinking, should I play a diamond? For sure, that's going through his mind right now. But I think that he knows his partner has 3 hearts because well, a partner could have 5 hearts, I suppose. The two of hearts is third and fifth, so that could be Declarer's last heart. So he might actually play the king of spades now, because that's actually interesting. So if he plays the king of spades, he didn't. He played a diamond. Wow. So can he make this now? Yeah. Isn't this just making? Because he can go. He can throw a heart and win the ace, and he can play ace of clubs and a club back to the dummy, and then take the queen of diamonds. And but he might not know. Oh, this is a really interesting spot right here for West, because what is going on that he's just shifted to the nine of diamonds? Are diamonds really 7-1? Klukowski's thinking. Are diamonds really 7-1? Is it really possible that they're 7-1? Because what he's going to have to do to make this hand is he's going to have to win the ace of diamonds, and he can't afford to play the queen of diamonds because North will rough it. So he's going to win the ace of diamonds, and he's going to play a club. He has to play a club from the dummy, but he's only going to make it on this by playing it that way because the clubs break 1-1, and he'll be able to return to dummy with the six of clubs, cash the queen of diamonds, throwing away his other heart. If the clubs were 2-0, then he's going to play he would have to play the ace king of clubs and then get back over there with the two of clubs. But the problem is that in order to make this hand, he needs to trump a spade in the dummy. He needs to both throw away the nine of hearts from his hand and trump a spade in the dummy. So he's got a conscious decision here of am I going to play the clubs to be 1-1 or play the diamonds to be 7-1, but he's got to be thinking, what is Helgamo doing playing a diamond? It's ridiculous that he played a diamond. Look at that dummy. And you're seeing yourself that the defender is playing a diamond back. They just won the queen of hearts. They're like, okay, great, I won the queen of hearts. Let me play a diamond. That just looks like the most attractive play. So it has to be that diamonds are 7-1. It's the only thing. It's giving your opponent some credit. It's Helgamo. First of all, I think Helgamo made a mistake on this hand. He should have played the king of spades because the king of spades would have allowed his partner to give him a signal. And in this case, his partner would have overtaken the ace of spades and just played a heart through. So I think Helgamo made a big mistake here by playing the nine of diamonds. I don't think that he really gave this hand enough thought. So because Declare doesn't have the ace of spades. They've opened 5 clubs. Like they don't have the ace of spades. In first chair, they've opened 5 clubs. I don't see it. So I think that was would have been a smart hedge is cashing the king of spades from his hand. What a ridiculous problem for Klukowski. I think he gets it right though. I think he's going to play a club to his hand and then a club back to the dummy, and then take the queen of diamonds, throwing the heart and claiming. It's just such a ridiculous play otherwise by Helgamo. It's weird as it is. Even with 7 of them, it's weird, but with 6 of them, it would just be absolutely bonkers. He, who does that? He wouldn't do it. It's just not possible. Oh, thanks, Babs. Yeah, the auction was 5 clubs. All pass. He's driving himself a little nuts right now here. Klukowski's like he feels like a little foolish. Like it's a little weird. You just grab the queen of diamonds, but it smells. It should smell. I really think it smells enough that he's just definitely gonna get it right. Nope. Wow. 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 Oh, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. Share the video, please. Yeah, there's nothing left to this hand. He can't get rid of both of his spades. Yeah, and these guys, it's definitely hard to get these hands right. It's hard in the early parts of the week for what it's worth. The game is just a tough game, but yeah, these guys have been ridden pretty hard. Khalid and Kukowski, I don't think they've sat out. They might have sat out once in the round robin, but I know that they played a ridiculous number of boards in the round robin. Um, and I think they've played every round in the knockouts so far. So, yeah, if they're getting tired, it's not surprising for sure. And they've definitely been playing a little bit more tired than I've seen them play before. So, yeah, there's definitely fatigue. Uh, that's the cost of doing business if you want one pair to play all the boards. Well, Kukowski knows now he could have made it. He feels pretty dumb. He's gonna. I think that if he's gonna regret this hand afterwards, he's like, because again, like he's just given Helgamo no credit. Yeah, I don't know. Or he was playing for down one. I definitely am getting more tired than I did 20 years ago. No question about it. I was finding myself playing a little tired in this Bermuda Bowl, but then I kind of sorted it out by starting to go to the gym, and really that kind of helped energize me. But yeah, it's not easy. It's I'm not as old as some of the people playing, but I definitely get more tired now than I ever have for sure. So they pushed the four heart hand that Helgamo made. Um, that Helgamo made four hearts, and now they're, or I believe they're right now they're playing board seven. Um, oh, not only did they not push the board, the Swiss team won an imp for making an over trick on the hand that Helgamo made four hearts with 10 doubleton opposite King Jack six the hearts. So now the sweat is the other way. As East West are playing 3 no trump on that hand that we saw Grude give them the King of Hearts for the ninth trick. Um, totally understandably. Okay, and I've seen this. We've seen a lot of this tournament. Is these hands with 5 card majors and 4 card majors? They're just blasting 3-0 and not really bothering with stamen or transfers. So, um, interesting lead of the King of Hearts, not a low heart from King Queen fourth. Um, this hand looks pretty good. Let's see. So the Queen Jack Doubleton on side of clubs are going to help him pretty well. So that'll be 3 club tricks, and 3 spade tricks is 6. 2 hearts is 8. He just needs a diamond trick here to make the contract, or maybe a long club, or maybe a long spade. The spade's not going to happen. He has no way of enjoying the spade suit with South having Jack fourth. A club is very much in the game. He just doesn't know it. So as soon as the dummy comes down, he's thinking to himself, well, if hearts are 4-4, I can claim. Because I think he can get three spades and two diamonds is five, two hearts is seven, and two clubs is nine. So he can, as long as the hearts are breaking 4-4, Declare's got this without any finesses or breaks other than that one break. So you might just see him win the ace of hearts and play a diamond. I think when the new thing is when you have all these Jack 10 nines, like that's what my teammates have been doing like for a couple years now, and I've seen now people in the Bermuda Bowl just from watching the last few days. When you got a lot of Jack 10 nines, like those are like really good for stoppers, as we see here. It just they work out huge. Both the Jack 9 of diamonds and the Jack 10 of hearts are very useful for playing in no trump. And also when you're pushing to a 25-point game, making 10 tricks are really difficult. 5-3-3-2s in particular don't play very well in four of a major. So I think that's why everybody's kind of stopped looking for majors in some of these hands with 24, 25 points. They just like, let's do it. And maybe one day they buy a spade lead from Jack fourth, not this time, but and on this time actually it wouldn't have helped them because they don't have an entry, but I just don't see how he's going to do anything but play a diamond. It's like when you see the King of Hearts lead, it's probably not King Queen fifth. It might be King Queen third, but it's probably not King Queen fifth. He would have led low from King Queen fifth, very likely, so as to not block the suit when his partner's got Jack Doubleton. With King Queen fourth, you're not really worried about blocking the suit. Although I would lead low. I would have led low on this case too. I'm kind of surprised he led the king, to be honest with you. All right, so they did beat 3-0 Trump in the other room. It was the same lead, the same spade lead. Let me pop over there. Let me just bring the history open here, and we can take a look at the other table. Let me make it even bigger. Is it? It's not. It's not. It's not. Let's do it this way. I can't do it another way. Sorry. Sorry, I don't have my screen set up to go look at the other table, but it was the hand where Grude led a low heart from ace 10 fourth, and ended up feeding Declare the ninth trick in hearts. The Swiss team Novosatsky did not shift to a heart at that spot. I guess he played a club. Yes, he did. I just think that Kalita just see he's thinking like maybe he's thinking about just playing a low club and then relying on either 3-3 clubs or 3-3 spades or the jack of spades coming home. The alternative is to just play a diamond, and if he plays a diamond, he needs the hearts to break 4-4. That's really what he's looking for if he plays a diamond. Yeah, I totally agree, Barry. That Jack 9 8 fourth on that hand. If you know they're bidding 3-0 with majors all the time, I agree with you that a club might be the safest lead with the Jack 9 8 fourth. No, Helgamo was never playing for Switzerland. He was on the Zimmerman team when they lived in Monaco, and they got I think they got kicked out of Monaco. I don't remember. Maybe it was because the whole Fantoni Nunez thing embarrassed Monaco, and they wanted them out and not be the national team anymore. And so Zimmerman was from Switzerland, so he was able to quickly move back and play for Switzerland. But when you move to play for a new country, you can't move to a totally new country for 10 years. You're allowed to go back to a country you've already played for within 2 years, but you're not allowed to move to a third country for 10 years, is the way the rules work. So that's why. So when Zimmerman's team moved to Switzerland, he had to abandon Helgamo and Helness to go and help. So they went back to Norway. Um, Yeah, Helge Mo is definitely a Norwegian. There's no question. There's nobody better to play against than Helge Mo. He's just an amazing opponent. Just such a gracious guy, great player, plays fast, very humble. There really there's pretty much nobody in the world like him. He's a very special person, and just so he's like it's almost enjoyable to lose to him. He's so good that, but not really. Obviously, it's not enjoyable ever to lose, but he's a really he's a special breed. He and Helness were there's always smile. Helness always with the smile on his face, and yeah, he is that good. So they're in five clubs at the other table, but they have started with a spade lead, um, and they've had enough bidding to know this hand is over that we're watching here in 3-0. There's not really anything that the defense can do anymore because the clubs are going to break for them. So there's no chance of him going down. Now it's only a question of whether he's going to make four or three. And the only way they can hold him to three now is if they win the heart and cash the ace king of diamonds. Um, Boya is also yeah. I've played I played a World Open pairs with Boya as my partner, and yes, that is absolutely true. He is an amazingly good partner. Totally never on my case, never upset. Just yeah, just really amazing. Uh, what's the opinion of cheating in the Bermuda Bowl? Um, I don't know if there's so much cheating, but there's definitely a lot of coffee housing. That was my big takeaway from the tournament is that the ethics are not quite where you'd want them to be at today's day and age. For all the people who are saying that it's in a great place and Bridge is in a great place with cheating, I can't believe how much coffee housing and just really ugly behavior there was at the table. On the other side of it, though, the bridge quality was the best that I've ever experienced. Like everybody's just gotten so much better. The quality of the game is like gone up so much in the last few like 5-10 years. It's kind of crazy how good even the bad teams are. The bidding with the tablets, I like them, although they were having server issues with it. Um, okay, five clubs went down quickly at the other table. So we are almost at the same moment in time as the other table. Yeah, I mean that's definitely true. But I think that what Weinstein, if it was Weinstein that said that all bridge players are really bad, but the best are just a little less bad. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a Weinstein quote, and it's definitely true. But the world has gotten a lot better at bridge in the last few years. All this having BBO available to practice and stuff is like it just changed. Like I think it's changed. Oh, Rosenberg. Okay, there you go. That's definitely a Rosenberg comment too. Um, uh, it's just changed the ability to practice and bid hands and just grind, get experience quickly has just changed the game. No question about it. Also, just yeah, just the Europeans starting coming to the nationals 15, 20 years ago meant that they got better, and then now the Europeans. There's so many good European teams. It's insane. Okay. And you see here the one spade opener by East. This is definitely a one spade opener. This is something I kind of bug my students about. Like they're nobody can see the 9 points is worth an opening bid, but this is clearly a one spade opener. The trick taking potential of this East hand is so big. Um, uh, I think we'll see East compete. I don't see how he would be willing to defend three diamonds with a nice 6-4 shape, but it's not going to work out well for him. every loser that he thinks is a loser is actually going to turn out to be a loser. He's going to lose his club. He's going to lose his 9-4 diamonds, and he's got at least two heart losers and at least two spade losers. So if he plays the ace of spades too early on this hand, he's going to lose three hearts, two diamonds, a club, and two spades if he competes with the East hand. So what I said about playing strength of the East hand, um, no, I mean, what do you mean? Examples of coffee housing? Just thinking in spots where people have nothing to think about. Like, well, one person had Jack Doubleton opposite King Queen six, and they led the as a declarer and dummy, and they led the Jack from the dummy and went low, and then they thought for a really long time and then played low, trying to make it seem like they were thinking about something when they had absolutely nothing to think about. Like, uh, yeah, just stuff like that, like just little details where there people are just masking what they have in their hand with their tempo, but in a clearly deliberate way. Um, there were we experienced maybe 10 to 15 examples of that sort of thing, to the point where you just like stop paying attention to tempo, because obviously if everybody's being like that, then that's it. So Khalid has done very well not to compete here. I gotta say I would have competed with his hand. He's done very well not to. North South can make 3-0. Five diamonds. A heart is six. A spade is seven. Doesn't look like you can quite make it, can you? No, you just can't quite do it. There, as long as they lead a spade, you can't quite make 3-0 by North South. There's not enough time to. Oh, maybe they stick in the ten of spades and you win the king. Um, King of Hearts. They win. They duck and then they win the next heart and they play back a club. Yeah, it would be pretty close. It would be very close. 3-0 would be very touch and go. Anyway, three diamonds is going to make pretty easily now on just on a diamond finesse, and so we will wait to see what happens in the other room. He's thinking about dropping the stiff king of diamonds offside. He knows that Declarer has the ace of spades and the ace of hearts, but he's trying to put him on an opening hand here. He knows he has a stiff club. He might even know the whole shape, so he's considering playing a diamond to the ace, dropping the king doubleton of diamonds, but that's not the case. We can see that the king of diamonds is just on side with West if he takes a diamond finesse, but so. So the other table has reached 3-0 on the board that we watched. Where is it? My table that we watched at our table. It went 1-0, 3-0. They've reached it at the other table as well after inviting rather than just blasting game. I don't see how he would not have competed to three spades if he had the same hand with the king of diamonds. I think it's crazy that he didn't compete as it was. He did amazingly well. But how's he not going to bid three spades with 6-4 and a full opening bid? And he got it wrong. Wow. So if you're just tuning in, this is the finals of the World Championships. We are getting close to about almost the halfway point. We're watching the third segment. 8 more boards today. Then they go to sleep, rinse, repeat, and play another 48 boards tomorrow to see who gets the top of the podium, the gold medal, and the title of world champions. So the Switzerland team are the defending world champions from last year, although they have two new members of their team. Only four of the members are the same. Um, Well, he would only have 10. What's up, Greg? But he would only have 10 cards because he already roughed a club with a small diamond. So he would have been 6-4, 2-1 with Stiff King of Diamond. It would have been King Doubleton originally. It would have been now Stiff King. So Club of Heart. I think these guys probably play doubles 4 or 5 spades. That seems like the European way. We'll see. Yeah, there it is. Double showing 4 or 5 spades. East bids 3 clubs. Probably like the standard way to play 3 clubs here is that it's a mixed raise. It shows 4 card support and 7 to 10 points. That's about right for the East hand. Even though you have a nice 10, you have 4-3-3-3, and the Queen Jack of clubs in opener suit is not exactly like the ideal use of 3 points. So a mixed raise is a perfect way to show perfect hand to show that with that East hand. And I think West is going to bid game. West has the perfect hand opposite a 7 to 10 point hand to just blast game. And so Helga Mo's gotten his diamonds in there. I don't. He has 3 spades as well, Helgamo. This is the problem with this method of 4 or 5 spades, is that they don't actually know they have a spade fit at this point. Like if you played one spade shows 5 by the North hand, like the old fashioned North American way, South knows they have a fit when they jump to 3 clubs like this. So but Grude, on the other hand, I think that Grude, he kind of knows. Now that his partner bid 3 diamonds, he knows partner's got 6-4 in the minors. He might bid 4 spades on the way to 5 clubs here, knowing his partner's got short hearts. Very likely, I think there's a reasonable chance that North might bid, or if he doesn't bid, will Helgamo bid again? I doubt Helgamo's going to bid again. He already bid a lot with his hand, showing clubs and diamonds. Um, I would think double of 3 clubs just shows clubs. I don't think that it would be a power hand. Just you've run out of room. I don't know. Maybe it'd be values, but you can also pass and then double with values. I think double just would say they took my bid. I got long clubs, partner, because you haven't had a chance to show partner long clubs yet. My rule with Warren is that when we if once partner makes a negative double, we play double just shows that suit. But if it went like a club of heart past 3 clubs, now we would play double as take out of hearts because now there's more hands that South could have where they want to just get involved. So I think they play 2 hearts shows 6 or more spades, but This is going to be an easy make with the king of diamonds on side. They're just going to lose a spade, a club, and a diamond. So North South missed a pretty good sacrifice here. Or maybe a make, but looks like a sacrifice. They're probably going to lose uh, four tricks in spades or three tricks in clubs. So but the one down would have been great because East West are going to make 420. I don't think four spades is cold. I think that if they lead a heart, you're in a lot of trouble in four spades. You have three top losers: ace of diamonds, ace of spades, and the third round of clubs. And then like I just don't see how you could really survive with those three hearts. The three hearts are going to cause a lot of problems. Oh, and he's going to make what, an up trick here? Yeah. So Norway is up two imps on the set, but they have a one. They have now two bad boards to sweat on boards 10 and 11. First, just to show you board 10, I'm going to jump to the other table. This was the board that Helgamo went down in three diamonds with the north-south cards. Maybe north-south could get to three no trump and make it, but either way, they're in a really um, they're dodging a bullet here if they can push this board because East West are going down many in spades and it's very easy to get too high with spades on this hand. It's going to go two spades, two no, three spades maybe, and they're really not in a good place. Negative double pass, and now if South can find a pass of two spades, two no overcall. If West raises to three spades, they're really going to be negative double, and South could easily pass, and they're in trouble. All right, let's get back to the table we were watching. So that's one board that they're sweating, and then the board we just watched where North South did not compete over four hearts. So they have two bad boards coming. So it is 10 imps to Switzerland right now, but there's a decent chance that they're going to be up by more like 20 or 30 after the next two hands. Oh, and boy, it did not go to three. You were right. It went two spades, two no overcall, pass at the other table on that hand. So this is an interesting hand. A spade pass and no trump. South had a pretty normal double, only 11 points, but a perfect takeout double. And West had a really strong hand. He was too strong to rebid two spades, so he started with redouble to show a strong hand. North bid two hearts, pass, pass, and now West finishes showing his strong hand with spades by bidding two spades. I think North might compete. Um, he does have five hearts with his partner, and the Jack 10 of diamonds are good cards. It turns out on this hand that North South can actually make three hearts. They only have one spade, two clubs, and a heart to lose because the diamond finesse is on side. East West, on the other hand, they are cold for four spades. They're going to lose one heart and two diamonds and four spades. So no matter what North South do, there's nothing. They at this vulnerability, they're going to be end up being minus 420 or 450. Looks like 420. All right, so since this board is nothing going on, let's switch to the other table because they're in 3 no trump, and we talked about how 3 no trump might make with the north south cards over here. Um, and they are in 3 no. So we think it's making. We think it makes because it's going to go spade to the 10 and king. As long as they knock out the heart first, it feels like there's nothing that the defense can do to beat 3 no, but it's going to have to be timed out pretty well. An opportunity. This could take Zimmerman a while. We might end up leaving and going back to the other table if since it's more likely to be a quick hand, and I have a feeling Zimmerman's going to take like a year to play this hand. It's 12:38. Does anybody want to bet on when this hand is over? He started at 12:37, so I'm going to put the poll at 12:44. Will it be done before 12:44 Eastern time? 6 minutes. Over or under? I go over. 8 minutes. No, I would open one with these, and it is way too strong. Way too strong to open two. That's the sand has got the playing strength of much better than most of our normal 11 counts. All right. Well, the other table's back, so let's just jump back. We're just not going to sit here and watch Zimmerman in the tank in 3-0. We can come back and watch that. I have a feeling we can watch a whole nother hand and then come back. Um, okay, what's going on this hand? It's going to go pass, pass, a heart or a no trump by Helgamo. His hand's pretty close. He's got 14 highs and 3 10s and the 9 8 of spades. Pretty good hand. I don't know whether they would open one no with this hand, but I would just open one no and because it goes a heart pass and no trump. You don't even have a very good bid, but okay, so he's opened a heart. Wait a second. If he takes a diamond finesse on that hand before knocking out the ace of hearts, he's going to go down. So if it goes under, if he takes a diamond finesse and claims, he's claiming down one, for what it's worth. West had a close takeout double. Then this is a pretty straightforward. So this two spades looks pretty straightforward. He's just gonna end up being on a heart finesse. He's gonna lose a club, maybe a diamond, and a couple spades. He's definitely gonna make this. The other table just got pretty interesting, so I am gonna jump back to look at it for a second because Baki found he won the ace of spades and he shifted to the 9 of diamonds to take dummy's entry. Um, um, he's taking dummy's entry away. So now, in order to make this hand, um, I guess he's still gonna make it though. The 10 of clubs, unfortunately, the 10 of clubs is just too much of a card. I don't, as much as this was a very intelligent defense by East to get that entry away from the dummy before the hearts are set up. He now declared there's really nothing that he can do. He can pretty much claim. Uh, Unless he takes a club finesse now. Yeah, eventually he's gonna just. The problem is West only has three spades. If West had four spades, he would be down right now. The issue is that he only has three. So at some point in this hand, West is gonna get in with the Jack of clubs, and oh wait, maybe he just has enough tricks without that. Four diamonds, or sorry, five diamonds. A heart is six. Two spades is eight, and a club is nine. He just has nine tricks. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, he had to stop him from taking two spades. So then it was pretty much just a cold 3-0. Yeah, the time is pretty close. It's 12:44. Yeah, exactly. And they still got a lot of tricks left. He has a claim now. He literally has a claim, and he's still in the tank. Just for what it's worth, he can see nine tricks. There are nine tricks on the table. I guess not if the diamonds are 4-1, but two spades is all the defensive. So when he plays the king of diamonds now, he's putting him in dummy, and he's going to lose the king of hearts now, but he's still going to make his contract. Low heart to the jack or ace of hearts. Okay, another looks what looks like a pretty competitive hand here. North South with the 11 card heart fit, and East West with a 9 card spade fit. It looks like East West can make four spades. Just look on the surface, they only have two diamond losers and a spade. Although the club break could make things complicated. Um, North South, on the other hand, look like they can make five on even maybe six. They can make six hearts now, because they can use the Ace King of Diamonds to throw away the two of spades in the North hand. So yeah, and that's actually maybe it's visible for foreseeable. Let's see what happens. So South, East might preempt. Yeah, they play two spades, so that's gonna make it really really hard or really really easy for North South to get pushed to slam because I think West is gonna bid four spades, and now North is gonna overcall five hearts, and South. I mean, five hearts is a lot, but feels like what's he supposed to do? He's got solid hearts and an ace and a spade. And so South, like what I don't know, Helgamo's got five cards aboard, a stiff and an ace king, and his partner's committed to the 11 trick level. I feel like he must bid slam. Maybe he's gonna think about whether to look for seven. Maybe he'll bid six diamonds to Cupid diamonds on the way to seven. Although we saw Marty Fleischer did that on one of these type of auctions, and his partner passed him. So I don't know if maybe Helgamo got that memo or not, but yeah, it's 12:47, and now the problem is on that other hand that they're in 3-0 is that when declarer doesn't claim when they have a claim, the defenders start thinking, oh, they still don't have nine tricks, and you start putting all your energy into the into the defense, thinking they must be going down. There must be a way to beat this. And so right now, Boya is in the tank. He's thinking forever on defense, but he has no idea that Zimmerman just had 9 top tricks and isn't taking them. So there you go. So Helgamo raised to 6 hearts. Well done. Now East West have to decide whether they want to sacrifice. It is a good sacrifice. They're only going to lose 2 diamonds and a spade. So they would have gotten out for 300, but I guess they thought maybe Slam will go down, and I don't blame East for thinking that. He's got the stiff ace of clubs, and he knows diamonds are breaking badly, so I definitely understand not sacrificing with the East West cards. Finally, a good position for Norway, who are about to lose 12 on board number 10, and board number 11 was not a good result for them either. So Switzerland was about to open up a pretty big lead for the first time in a while, but now that 6 hearts might stem the what's the expression? Stem the bleeding, plug the bleeding. I don't know. There's some stem the something. Sorry. Stop the bleeding. And he doesn't even need to quickly cash the king of diamonds now. He's going to draw trumps first. Thank you. I'm sorry. I see my YouTube comments coming through, but they're not coming through on my chat thing. So that's why I'm not reacting on YouTube. If you want to talk in chat, please come over to twitch.tv if you're watching this live. It's 12:49, by the way, over under on board number 10 over there. 12:49. We're way over. It's been 10 minutes, and it could go on for a while. We're not done yet. So this table's almost done. We're on board 15. They have this board and one more. Vol against Knot. South is a little. It's not easy to open a weak 2 bid there with the South hand. This vulnerability. It's probably still right to do it just to get in the opponent's face. But West would be thinking, oh my God, they're dead in 2 diamonds. Anyway, it's another slam. In fact, a grand slam for East West. They can make a whole bunch of spades. They don't need any finesses because they can trump 1 heart in the West hand in 7 spades and use the ace king of diamonds to throw away the 6 of clubs. So they don't actually need any finesses to make 7 spades in this hand. Sorry again. The people who are watching on YouTube, your comment. I'm missing your comments completely because they're not showing up in my feed. I see them popping up on the video, but it's too quick for me. So, just if you want to be involved in the conversation, please be on twitch.tv/WolpertBridge. So these guys also play what seems like South African Texas, but theirs must have shown some slam interest because West has taken control here over 4 diamonds. That's actually become a common way among a lot of experts to play this way. And actually, West can probably, when they hear that their partner has 2 key cards right now, they know about the Ace of Clubs and they know about the King of Spades. And now he's going to bid 5 no trump, probably bid 5 no trump to ask for kings, and once partner shows him the king of hearts, he's gonna gamble that his partner's got three hearts, and that'll be enough for him to make seven because he knows his partner's got six spades, and he knows they've got the ace king ace king ace king in the other three suits. So it's only a matter of where's our 13th trick coming from, and he knows he has a doubleton heart. So as long as partner has three hearts, then he's just gonna claim seven spades. So I don't know what that six spades is though. That's a little weird to me. I don't understand what six spades showed. Try refreshing if the feed is getting blurry. All right, well, they were obviously on the same page of whatever this six spades meant. Well done. If you've never watched my stream before, every Tuesday on Bridge Base, I run a duplicate game for intermediate players, 3:15 Eastern. It's free to play on Bridge Base at 3:15 Eastern. We play eight boards, and then we meet afterwards in a Zoom for free, all free. Just all you need to do is have an account on my website and give us your BBO name so we can let you into the game, and you can show up and play and learn. It's our first one back after a summer off. So this is a pretty quick. Should be pretty quick. He's going to play Ace of Queen of Spades just to try to get the trumps out, so he doesn't have to unnecessarily risk a heart ruff. And then after he's drawn two rounds of trumps, then we'll see him go Ace of Hearts, Heart to the King, Heart ruff, and then as soon as the King of Hearts cashes, he will claim. That hand is still not done. It is. We were not only was it over, it's 10 minutes over the over. Oh my God, what a hand! See, that's one problem with our wonderful, beautiful game when it comes to broadcasting is if you're stuck watching somebody like a three no trump hand with nine top tricks just took 20 minutes. Torture is what that is. Torture. Being at the table. Can you imagine just being dummy as this goes on? Like I hate it with a passion. I honestly, if the game was that slow, I wouldn't even want to play. Like I would love it if they actually had a World Championships that was played at like a very quick pace because the game is much more fun. So you make more mistakes and you don't get as many hands right, but it's just better when it's more timed and better. Yeah. All right, last board on in this room. Yes, you're definitely allowed to go to the bathroom as dummy. That is what I did every time because not every time I'm dummy, but we had the time pressure during the round robin was very high. It felt like almost every single set we were close to getting a penalty on time, and um, so yes, if you ever needed to go to the bathroom, it was always as dummy. You would never use regular time. Wow, that is an interesting takeout double of one club. It's not textbook with 4-2 in the minors with two diamonds and four clubs. Um, I don't know. So it's a Polish club. So that's why what you see, West Hand has 17 points, and that's so basically for the East-West pair. Um, uh, the East-West pair, when they open a club, it's usually a 12 to 14 balanced hand, but it also may be a hand that's 17 or more with any hand. And so this is what we're seeing right here on this hand, is one of those 17 plus any hand. So now when it goes a club double and East passed, most likely pass showed some kind of bad hand there by East, but I don't know for sure. And now when West bids two hearts, that alerts East to the fact like, hey, I don't actually have a one club opener. I actually have 17 points or more points with hearts. And so now, not that that really helped East at all. Like East is like, okay, great, great to hear you have 17 points, partner. Thank you. Pass. And so they're in two hearts anyway, but that's kind of the way the system works. Is usually one club is some balance minimum, but on this particular case, this was one of the other hand types is 17 or more. There's a third hand type, some kind of natural one club opener with like 15 points, I think, is also in the range there. I haven't played against Polish club in a while. Let me see. Uh, 15 plus with five or more clubs, 18 plus with any hand. So even though he's only got 17, he's actually showing 18 here. Um, Yeah, the Israeli women are really, really slow. They're really, really, really slow. Maybe their opponents are slow too, but I just remember during COVID, my wife Jenny playing against the Tal sisters in one of those like in the alts on BBO, and I just remember her being like, this is just it's just not possible for it to be this slow. She just like she quit playing in those tournaments just because of how slow they were and how not fun it is to play at that pace of bridge. Yeah, so yeah, they're definitely ridiculously slow. All right, so three diamonds by North South was not ideal. They obviously Helga Mo thought his partner had more diamonds for his takeout double. He did not, but at least they were the Jack 10. And actually, this isn't going to be that bad with the spades breaking. They've only got really five top losers: two spades, two diamonds, and a heart. So they might get out for down one. And two hearts itself was going to lose what? Two clubs, two hearts, and a spade. So this was actually a pretty good match point result if North South can manage to get um, get out for down one. I don't think that there's anything else that the defense can really do with the ace queen of hearts on side here. Their best bet, yeah, I don't. It just feels like they're always going to be down. Sorry, again, I keep seeing these comments show up from YouTube. For some reason, I can't react to the YouTube comments in my stream thing right now. If you're interested in being a part of the discussion, I'm still going to stream the other table, which feels like it's going to take another hour. Please switch over to twitch.tv/WolpertBridge, and then you can join the conversation there, where it's really easy to comment. And so, sorry to my YouTube audience that it does not seem to be working. That's why I'm ignoring you. I'm not actually ignoring you. Okay, so down one for Helgamo in three diamonds. That'll end the day for them, and so we're going to jump back into the other table where North South have done very well to get to five clubs doubled rather than defend four hearts. Zimmerman kind of did it a little bit unilaterally. I'll show you the auction. He opened a club, it went a heart. His partner also doubled to show four or five spades. East bid two no, showing a limit raise rather than three clubs to show the mixed raise like we saw in our room. And now South doubled. I guess he meant that as support double, or I don't know what he meant double as because he doesn't have extra values. Maybe takeout, maybe support. I don't know. West splintered four clubs. And now it went past four hearts, and now Zimmerman was just like, nope, not having it. And I'm surprised that he didn't bid four spades on the way. Four spades might have been okay. Yeah. But now they played five clubs doubled, and this one could take a while too. So Norway is sorry, Switzerland's winning by 22. We know from the rest of the scores that well, this one's going to be very good for Switzerland. So they're going to pick up another. If they only get one down for 100, it'll be 8 imps. If they get two down, then it will be only 4 imps. So it'll depend on the diamond guess. I feel like he's going to guess diamonds correctly. Um, because each showed a limit raise. What the only thing is he could have the ace king of hearts. Okay, well this is the moment of truth. He kind of forced himself into this position where he has to get this right for down one, and he got it wrong. So now that's helpful to Norway. So now they're going to get four tricks: two diamonds, a club, and a spade. Hmm. Maybe one day, one day. I always said that's how I know I am doing what I love is that if I had all the money in the world, I would still be playing bridge. So yeah, but I'm not going to be affording to hire a team anytime soon. Oh, this is almost a tie match. 20 imps with 48 boards to go. Anything can happen. This is not one-sided by any means. It's going to get. They need three more. I mean, they have three more segments. 48 more boards. I can't believe that he's thinking for so long. All right, so let's take a look for a second at the Helga Mohan. Oh no, he finally played. All right, great. It was a funny Diamondback. All right, this is sorry, just not just talking for the sake of it. This isn't the hand that East West are just cold for four spades, and it's a pretty run of the mill hand. At least we know that this hand will not take a long time once it gets to the play, but it might take a little bit of time to get there because it starts a spade pass and no trump, and South has a pretty normal takeout double, um, and West has a really good hand. The question is whether West would jump to three spades with their 14 count or just bid two spades. But on this hand, it doesn't matter because East has such a good hand that they're going to raise. So it's basically impossible to miss a game with the East West cards. So it's just a very flat board. Warren and I have been partners for, I mean, what year is it? 2023, maybe. I mean, well, we've been teammates since I was young, but we've been playing together maybe 6, 7 years now. 6 years. Um, it's very important to double with the south hand. It could it could get you into trouble, but it also it's just if you're going to compete, you got to do it now. Because if it goes two spades, like you're kind of expecting pass back to you, and now you double, you're really exposing yourself to the three level. I was it was 2004, so I was 22 when we made the finals on Warren's team. Yeah, in 04 or 20, maybe 21, because it wasn't my birthday yet. Yeah, half my life ago. Yeah. All right. So this one boy is going to look at not hopefully not take a really long time. He's going to try the 9 and when he sees the 10 come, he's going to know that they've led from a shortness and he will very quickly just play draw trumps not risking going down. But we haven't seen him do anything quickly yet this set, so hopefully that they can it doesn't take too long. Especially after the director just came and told them they're behind on time and they have 30 minutes. Like taking a long time now when you just took forever on a 3-0 on that 3-0 defense and you have 10 top tricks, he literally has 10 aces on this hand would be ridiculous. So and honestly, I think that they should when they're punishing time problems, taking a long time on a hand like this should be punished way more than just using time. Like this should be automatic. And again, I really genuinely believe this game would be better if they didn't allow over tricks. Because if they didn't allow over tricks, we would be done talking about this hand altogether. He would say, I have 10 tricks here, look at my hand. Everybody see it? Good, next hand. So I think that the game would be better without over tricks. Genuinely believe it. Let's do a change.org petition to eliminate over tricks from the game of bridge, at least from imps. Yeah, rubber bridge, they always play no over tricks. This is what I'm talking about. Like, what does he want to? Yeah, no one. I'd be okay with no one level contracts too. I just think that they're that if you stop at one, no, it's yours. Uh, I really like. At least I would like it if they tried that stuff. I think the game would maybe might find that it's ridiculous and it doesn't work. But why have they never tried it? You know, yeah. I just saying no over tricks. That your goal of every single hand is to beat a contract. If the opponents make their contract, they get their score. If they don't make their contract, yes, I think that the game would be better if that was the way that the game was played. You always make your lead to try to beat the contract. Always make your play to try to beat the contract. And if they make their contract, they make their contract. And you punish people for not claiming when they have top tricks to make their contract. Like this hand, this is ridiculous that Boy is playing this out. It drives me crazy that he's playing this out. It's rude. It's against the spirit of the game, if you ask me. Like, he's got 10 top tricks. He's gonna grind out every single card. Like, thank you, finally. Going down under tricks, all good, all good. Playing for under tricks is fine. I just think that when you have your contract made, you got to get your score. Okay, this was another kind of normal result. Although it seems like East West might be able to compete to three diamonds. They have no spade losers. They have two hearts, a diamond, and a club. So East West can make three diamonds if they can find their way into the bidding. And honestly, after the auction start at the other table, it went one heart by South, a spade from North, two spades from South. West is pretty close with 5-4 in the unbid suits. It's dangerous though to come in with a double. It's definitely dangerous. So, yeah, they did. They didn't come in, which I don't blame them for not coming in. Really, it's not clear to come in, and you could go for your life by coming in with a takeout double. It's funny, a 1-no opener by South would also just win the hand. This is the same spot. Zimmerman bids two spades, and now West has that decision. We can see the winning decision is a takeout double by West, but I don't know. Now, it's also possible that North South could actually make three on this hand. They're not 100% to only make two. They only have a club, a diamond, and two spades on the surface of losers. North South, I'm talking about, because they can finesse the heart. At the other table, in two spades, they didn't end up being able to finesse the heart. They ended up getting themselves into a position where, yeah, they did not. Oh, they're a trick short. They're a trick short in three diamonds. I think it would depend. Yeah, if they led trumps, you're right. Three diamonds wouldn't make if they led trumps at any point. Yeah, 100% right. Anyway, here they are. They're in three, so north south they're gonna have to make it. Um, Interesting lead problem from east. I would lead a diamond from king fourth here with the east hand. Because I have the onside king of hearts, I would be thinking to myself, okay, dummy's hitting with four spades and five hearts. I want to lead aggressively. Um, but trump is definitely option number two. I would not be leading my doubleton club. That's really the point I was trying to make. That was a critical play there by Boya, ducking the queen of spades. Um, I don't know how he knew to do it. But it was very important because the key to this hand is going to be to stop Declarer from getting to their hand. Although Declarer, what their best play is now at this point in the hand is to play the Jack of Clubs and overtake it with the King. It's going to go low. He has to play the King so he can now take a Heart Finesse, so he doesn't get stuck in dummy. I think that's what happened in the other room. Is he got He's a little worried trumps are 4-1, although I think he should be pretty comfortable that they're not 4-1 because I guess East probably wouldn't have let a singleton trump and he also probably wouldn't have let a low trump from Ace King fourth. So I feel like the trump's rate to be 3-2. All roads lead to making three. If he plays ace of spades and a spade, he will make it for sure. He can claim. That's weird. Oh, that's funny. It's still fine. He even a spade worked because his clubs are good in his hand. So this is the big board for Norway. They managed to bid to six hearts, and not only is it difficult to bid six hearts with the north south cards, it's also east west have a pretty good sacrifice in six spades for 300. So they're even or 300 or maybe 500. We don't with the club break. It's possible that they might be able to get it three down, but um, yeah. So it's interesting. We'll see if East opens two spades like they did in the other room. It's definitely not what Grandma and Grandpa would do at the Bridge Club. Although maybe in Norway they do. I feel like when you go to other countries, they're definitely more aggressive. Even like the random club players, they're definitely way more aggressive with preempts than they are here in North America. And so it goes pass pass. Broglin gets to preempt. How many clubs is he gonna open? Three or four? It's gonna be hard to find a spade sacrifice now, but it's also not gonna be easy for North South to find slam. Woo, hello. That's pretty funny. How often does your partner open a weak two bid and you're holding Ace King Queen 10 sixth of hearts? Everybody will smile when that dummy comes down for sure. All right, so they have not bid the slam. Now, whether Brogelin will bid four spades now is another story, but no, he didn't. So, all right, so 11 back to Norway, 102. That's going to make the score 16 with two boards to go. We do have the interesting Grand Slam hand to come on the next board. So, not quite done with the action. So tomorrow my plan is to I'm gonna wake up a little. I'm gonna wake up really early, but my family will not wake up until a certain time. So I'm not gonna broadcast until set number two. So I'll be live set five and set six basically. So around 8 a.m. Eastern, roughly is when it starts. I feel like it starts at 1:15 Morocco time, which is 8:15 our time, plus the delay. 8:30 Eastern, roughly, will be live tomorrow for two sets. Hopefully, the pace of play will be slightly quicker, but I don't know. I no promises. I don't think so. These guys are going to want to grind out their Bermuda Bowl. They're not going to want to make any dramatic mistakes. All right, this is a quick hand though. So West is 21, right? They opened 2021 2-0, and East already has a slam, almost a slam force opposite of 2021. Uh, no, you're usually more aggressive because you're good, I would say, and so I don't think you're slower because you're more aggressive. I think you're just a better declarer often because you're more aggressive. Yeah, I don't care who you're rooting for in the chat, but there was just I just banned somebody who from the chat, but not because their particular comments, but because of their history. Perfectly fine to root for whoever you want. I'm rooting for a close match. I definitely care who wins. I was recently at a tournament playing with East Christian Baki and the other guy playing at the other table with Helgamo Tor something I can't pronounce um, his first name Grude. They're just absolutely great people. So I am definitely rooting hard for them, but I'm not trying to show off that in the chat. Like I'm sure that like I'm not blatantly rooting for them on every single hand, but I definitely hope they win. I also just don't love what's gone on. The idea of moving a whole team to a new country just rubs me the wrong way. Also, so says a guy who moved from Canada to the U.S. to play pro bridge, but at the same time, I moved myself to the U.S. I had three kids that are all American. I have um, you know, we're citizens. It's a little different, but yeah. So this is interesting. I don't know what this is all about. I don't know why they didn't transfer. It seems pretty normal to transfer. This must be some kind of weird system. Obviously, it's some homegrown thing. No, my brother was always on. My brother was always on the Canadian team long before I was. I didn't open a spot for him. Yeah, Fred's definitely playing for Canada. I don't think he moved back to Canada, but he's definitely playing for Canada. It's perfectly legal to always move back to your home country. Um, yeah, I definitely root for Canada at hockey. There's no question about that. But I do have three American kids, so they're like we definitely are pro USA. Well, thank you, but I am an American. If I moved from here, I would be moving back to Canada for sure. I miss a lot about it. Not the weather, not the taxes, but everything else. And Sweden doesn't have anything to offer in the weather or taxes area either. So, um, I know you can say that it's the same because they moved all the way to Switzerland, but I think like six people uprooting and all moving to a third place is a little different than one person making a life decision to move to a new country, not with the plan of getting a huge paycheck, but just moving to a new country to play bridge. That's just different to me in my view. Obviously, I'm biased because that's what we did, but it's different than knowing you're getting some $500,000 deal to move to a new country to play bridge. Just I don't know, whatever. It's different, but I take pride in hearing the U.S. national anthem. I feel American. I don't know. So, they're on their way. We have no idea what their bidding means. It's definitely unconventional because they started with Stamen rather than, and their Stamen response was weird too. He bid three hearts with a doubled heart. So obviously they played something pretty fancy here. I think they. I mean, I'm guessing three hearts showed no major, and three spades said he had. So, I don't know, but I'm done guessing. But I think that three clubs still must be some kind of Stamen. Um, This hand was much easier with East showing six spades and West taking control. Because from West's perspective, all he needed to know was so. I mean, it seems like at this point, after 4-0, five clubs looks like it showed zero or three key cards, and then five diamonds asked for the Queen of Trumps, and West bid six clubs to say, yes, I have the Queen of Trumps, I don't have the King of Hearts, and I do have the King of Clubs. But the problem is right now, West doesn't know yet whether they have all the key cards or not, because East could have been asking for the Queen of Trumps being off one key card, making sure we have the Queen of Trumps before. Okay, but then, oi, 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 oi. Seven no trump is not cold. Wow. Wow, that is a huge, huge screw up here to bid seven no. He miscounted the tricks. Oi, 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 that's not good for the Norwegian team. He's gonna have to. This was gonna be a quick hand, and it's not gonna be a quick hand anymore. This hand was over, and now it's started again. Um, yeah, so he's gonna leave his guess in until the end on this hand. So he's got to pick up the Queen of Clubs. He's gonna find out. Oh, this hand's gonna take a long time. What are we? 132? Anyone? Any takers? Anybody want over 10 minutes? I will say, like, when you're in this hand, and boy, is this dummy's going to come down, and boy is going to see the dummy. First of all, he wants to. The emotions of being in seven no trump when you're cold for seven spades is like, it's maddening, okay? And then, so first he's got to go through that emotion, and then um, he's got to recalibrate and realize, like, okay, I have to get this right because I this is a massive swing. He knows it's a massive swing. It would be even worse if they only played six in the other room. Then it would be a huge swing whether he makes it or not. But this one is still going to be what, 17 imps, 14. Okay, well, okay, this is not. That was amazing that he played quickly to trick one. Um, he I think, like, all things being equal, he's going to see that South has a stiff spade. So if he's like, just all things being equal, he's going to play South for the Queen of Clubs. Uh, that, like, the math is that South has the Queen of Clubs. Um, if Zimmerman throws a heart at any point on this hand, it's going to give away the show to Boya. It's very important that Zimmerman keeps both of his hearts. So he's got to make four discards. He can throw diamond, diamond, club, and then that last discard is gonna it's gonna if he throws a heart, it's game over. So actually, I think that he's gonna get this right for sure. I actually think because the hearts are 6-2, I think it's gonna be obvious to Boya what to do. Because at some point in this hand, he is going to cash the Ace King of Hearts and see that Zimmerman only had two hearts and one spade. And at that point, he's either got a complete squeeze on South for the Queen of Clubs with the Queen Jack of Diamonds, or just finesse the hand that he knows has six diamonds at most. So he's gonna know the clubs are 4-2. Um, Yeah, he could throw two. It's funny if he he's got three discards to make. One of them is definitely going to be a diamond. That was the easy one, and then the four of clubs is going to be another easy one. What does he throw from his hand? A club. Definitely the four of clubs next. No, there was the five of hearts. So I think that he's gonna get this right. Yeah, two quick clubs, and then North keeps his clubs. That would be pretty nasty. Yeah, for sure. But then he might eventually have a different kind of squeeze anyway. But yeah, that would have been the best defense on this hand. Would have been for sure to throw two clubs. I think he plays heart to the ace, king. See, now here's the problem right now is that Boya doesn't want to throw another card from his hand, right? He might play the eight of spades, throwing the jack of hearts might be the play. Um, I still don't see a world where he gets this wrong from here. I think he's gonna get it right at some stage, unless he just like there's no way unless if he plays. Yeah, I don't see it. I think either way, he's either going to cash the ace king of clubs, the ace king of hearts, and then play the eight of spades, or he's going to cash the ace king of diamonds and the ace king of hearts, and then cash the spade. If What a crazy hand, though. It's just what a bid, one bid that just changes this. It was the fastest seven spade hand ever. This was a hand that in the other table they played in like 6 seconds, and instead we're grinding this one out. Funny game, Bridges. I feel like there's also there might be an issue with the delay getting longer because if time just ended, as the Vugraph operator just said, this set was supposed to start at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. their time, which would be 11 a.m. our time. So we've been watching for it's been a 2 hour and 40 minute segment plus the delay. So if it was supposed to be 2 hours and 15 minutes was when the time was up. So the time was supposed to be up at 11:115, and now it's 1:40. So it feels like that over the course of watching this, the stream has, I mean the bridge, the delayed view graph has been delayed more than just the 10 minutes. That I think that there's been like an extra 15 minutes of just delay in the broadcast right now. That's what it seems like is happening. How is he not ready to discard? Okay, I'm like, at this point in the hand, I mean, he's either throwing a club or a heart from his hand. He's definitely not throwing the 10 of diamonds. Okay, there's the 10 of diamonds immediately. He's never found out what's going on in the club suit. So now he knows the whole shape on the hand, which is what I was alluding to earlier. So he now knows that South had 1, 2, 6, 4, and so he knows that North has a heart and a club left. It's on the jack of clubs. He's going to play low, and he might still think about it again. Um, okay, well that's that. All right, that was a an exciting little push board. And now we have our last hand, and this hand was just kind of straightforward. This one, the Norwegians put a pretty good score on the board of -50, so they might pick up a couple imps on this last hand. Um, so Norway have picked up 8 in this set. Is that right? No, I'm looking at the other table. They've lost eight imps back on this set. So it is 16 with a chance at 2 on the last hand here. So I will be live tomorrow, as I said, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific, and I'll be going right through watching the end. Hopefully it tightens up. Hopefully Norway can pull back some imps right away first set in the morning, so that we have a good match to watch. Um, yeah, I am back in the U.S. I am. Okay, yeah, pretty. We didn't see a takeout double of any sort from North, obviously, with four hearts, the King Jack. So it's going to be hard for North South to really get in. South is thinking about it reopening with a takeout double. Wouldn't be crazy with Queen Jack 10 9 of spades and a 7 count. But no, he just passed out one heart. So this one is actually going to be a pretty straightforward hand with West making two. He's going to lose two hearts. He has only one entry to dummy. He's going to use it to take a heart finesse. He might cash the ace of hearts first, though, because he does only have one entry, so he might as well not lose to a singleton honor in hearts. So I think we'll see. It'll go. If he shifts to a spade, declares probably going to win the ace of hearts, win an ace, play a diamond over the. Sorry, win the ace of spades, cash the ace of hearts, play a diamond over the king, and a heart up. That's what I think. Um, Never mind. He just took the first finesse. He'll play to the queen. It's a slightly statistically better play of playing to the queen. No, I won't be up at five. I mean, I'm gonna probably be up watching at 5 a.m. The problem is I can't be loud in my house at 5 a.m. So I will. I mean, if I can get this room, then I'll be broadcasting live earlier. But I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna happen. So. Um, All right, and that is it. All right, no reason to sit and watch the formality. Two imps to Norway. Yeah, I do need a bigger house with a broadcast studio for sure. I could definitely use like a better microphone, better lighting, and everything. I'm in a ridiculous corner of my place. It's not like this pays a huge amount of money. I'm just gonna say, like, if one day if I can break through with my lessons and afford to have, I mean, I could do it, but it's not my thing anyway. Thank you, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Yeah, 16 imps. Or 14 imps. It's doable for sure. Bye bye. Not better lighting. No, I finally turned on a light in front of me, so I'm not like it's not like completely black. And yeah. Anyway, thank you. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe or follow.